Our little red Kia persevered on these mountain roads. It doesn't seem like it should be two-way traffic, but it is. As you come through Smugglers Notch State Park, the road is even narrower and there are some cars parked on the side because the trailhead parking for the hiking fills up pretty quickly, and that just makes it even more challenging to navigate this area. Luckily, the scenery made it worth it, and I was so tempted to stop and do one of these hikes, but we really needed to head to the resort and get checked into our room. I was quite excited about this room. This was unlike any other place we've ever stayed. I've never been to a big ski resort, and I've never stayed at a ski lodge. The Wyndham. Check in. There's a lot going on this property. It's like a little village in here. Guest registration. We eventually figured out how to get to the main desk and the check-in area. We got our villa number and we got our welcome bag for the wedding. We were staying at the Nordland Villas, and this had such a ski lodge feel. When you walked in, everything had that wood pine smell. I think this is it. What are we, 29? Yeah. We're upstairs? Yeah, upstairs. It smells good in here. It smells like a lodge. This room is probably 3 times the size of our tiny house. Man. Sweet. Oh, wow. Got stairs and a kitchen. Since our house is so small, we get pretty excited about bigger spaces. You know we like a loft and a deck. Pretty cool. There are 2 twin beds downstairs and a king bed up in the loft. Okay, let's make some food.
Too bad we didn't have coffee.
Oh, we so should have gotten coffee. Yeah. It would have been like $30 at that store, though.
Check out this.
That looks cozy. That's so neat. You don't even have to go down to go to the bathroom. No climbing a ladder to go to the bathroom. That is luxury. Very cool. Skylight? Oh, I like that.
You can operate the skylight.
I was so happy to have a kitchen. Even though it's not a giant kitchen, it felt like a giant kitchen to me. And this makes such a big difference when we're traveling, just being able to cook a few of our own meals. And look at this beautiful view. We could see the leaves that were just starting to change outside the deck, and we even had a couch, which is another thing that we don't have at home. So this was a bit of a splurge, but we felt like we were really in the lap of luxury here. And to top it all off, there was this beautiful sunset to welcome us to the northern part of Vermont. We got a local Vermont wine, and the gift bag for the wedding had these little maple candies in them, which I've never had. So it's a cultural night. We're trying all the maple and Vermont related things. There you go, sir.
We got maple syrup, too. Or maple sausage, actually.
Oh, yeah, we got maple sausage, and then we got Vermont blend coffee.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We're just diving in. It looks like it rained a little bit last night. I didn't even hear it, but we woke up this morning and thought, it kind of looks like the trees are a little bit brighter today, especially this one over here. So that's good. That'll make a good backdrop for the wedding for sure. So we're gonna go walk around. We had breakfast, we had coffee. It has been very nice being indoors, having all the creature comforts, and not having to endure the cold, because it's definitely getting cold at night here. Doesn't take long. Okay, let's go walk around. Feels good. We checked out the main area of the resort. Oh wow, that's warm. Then we went to see where the wedding was going to be held. The ceremony was going to be up by the mountain, and the reception was going to be in this tent. Yeah, the mountain definitely looks more colorful today, which is great. There was a little bit of rain in the morning, but it cleared up and it was looking like a beautiful day for a wedding. There it is. They're getting set up. That's great. It's like the best weather you could ask for. We're gonna see how far up we make it. Take a little walk under the ski lift. Get some exercise. In the summer, the ski slopes turn into hiking paths that you can use to explore the mountain. We walked past some of the beautiful villas that are right on the ski slope. I know it's not peak colors, but it's pretty good. Since we live in such a flat area, it's always a treat when we get a view of mountains and when we get to hike up a mountain. It's neat that the trees are starting to turn, but you still have like the wildflowers, and you know, they haven't really had like hard frost yet, so there's still some life with the color. We continued to explore the paths and take pictures of the foliage, and we came across one of their maple syrup production areas. They really take their maple syrup pretty seriously around here. It is very nice to be able to walk uphill. Forget how much I miss that when we're in flat South Jersey. Just feels good. Oh wow. That is neat. We were wondering what all the tubes were for, and I think it is for collecting the sap, because on this thing says it's a sap collection system that like vacuums it out so you get more sap for the season, because it's all through these woods. There's all these tubes, so that's pretty neat. They do it right here. It is just so pleasant walking around here. The forest was so pleasant with the fresh mountain air, the sound of the stream, the green leaves with the little touches of yellow and orange and red coming out. Just such a nice place to walk around. But we couldn't waste too much more time because we had to go back and get ready for the wedding. We walked out of the hiking trail, and that one on the end there is our room. I didn't even realize where we were. That's nice. Maybe in the morning we'll come out and just walk right up there.
You see that now after a wedding.
I know, yeah. I don't know. We'll see what kind of shape we're in the morning. I put a shirt underneath this so I wouldn't be cold, so I'd have sleeves, and it's a yoga shirt, so we look like we're dressed up, but I don't know. You can't really sort out our wardrobe that easily. I feel like it's important to document us in not hiking clothes, not yoga clothes. Although, you're actually wearing hiking pants, so it really doesn't count.
Cool pants.
They look like dress pants, though. We did this at the last wedding because you can dance in them better, so we're always prepared in case the wedding turns into a hike. Okay, on to the shuttle. Yep. Since the weather was being cooperative, the ceremony was going to be outside, and we were really excited about that. We had to catch the shuttle, and that was going to bring us up to the mountain. And this is probably the most beautiful wedding ceremony location we have ever seen. I'm so glad that the weather worked out for them, and the trees had a bit of color. It was just gorgeous. And the reception was quite fun, especially ending with fireworks. So congrats to Jen and Dave. The next day we took a drive from Jeffersonville a little bit northwest to Lake Champlain. And on the way we stopped and met Jen's horses, but then we kept going on their recommendation to explore this area. There are some big islands out in Lake Champlain and lots of fun fall activities to do in this area. A great way to explore this part of Vermont. If we brought our passports, we could have gone into Canada. This has been such a great stay. I feel like we've been a little bit spoiled, especially because we were considering camping to come up here to Vermont because we've never camped in Vermont, but I will say I'm very happy to be inside right now because it's freezing outside. There's a good layer of frost on all the cars in the parking lot. It's cold, and this room has been so nice. Having a kitchen where we were able to cook a little bit. We made a chicken pot pie last night. Having 2 bathrooms, a giant bed, stairs. Stairs are kind of a novelty to us. It's just been really, really nice staying here. I'm glad we got the whole experience of staying at the resort and being close to everybody for the wedding. So yesterday, we kind of took it easy. We were pretty tired. We went up to meet Jen's horses. She has 3 horses at a barn. And then we kind of just drove around this very neat area right on the shore of Lake Champlain. You can go out to see these islands, and that's such a unique area, farms and things right on the islands. So we have a couple places that we have kind of tagged and already having plans of coming back, hopefully with the camper and with Redford, so that we can do a longer trip. We have a 10 a.m. checkout, so we have to get everything cleaned up, get everything packed. We're checking out, driving back to just outside Burlington to return the rental car. And then we're going to spend one more night in Burlington. The train doesn't leave until about 9:40 tomorrow morning, so we didn't want to have to rush from here to there. We're just gonna spend today in Burlington, maybe go check out the waterfront, and then head back to New Jersey in the morning. Doing our final check, got everything cleaned up, took the trash out, did the dishes, packed, and ready to go. What a neat room. Really glad. Originally we were going to stay at a bed and breakfast off of the area, but I'm glad we stayed here. It definitely was convenient, especially after the wedding, just kind of walking back over. So, okay, back to Burlington. I think one of the best parts of visiting Vermont was actually just driving around the countryside. Not even when we went to visit the famous towns, just the normal countryside is so pretty. Sometimes you're not sure what to expect when you visit somewhere for the first time, but I feel like Vermont looked exactly like what I expected it to look like. We just took an Uber from our rental car place, dropped off the rental car, came to our hotel. It's early, so we just dropped off our bags, and then we're gonna get an Uber to go downtown and check out Church Street and the shopping district. We used a lot of Uber on this trip, and thank goodness when we were in Burlington, at least during the day, it was fairly easy to get an Uber. So we headed to downtown Church Street, which is kind of the famous pedestrian mall in downtown Burlington. There was some traffic and congestion trying to get into the downtown area, but once we were here, it was all very walkable, especially the Church Street Mall, because there's no cars here. It's just a pedestrian mall. Usually we don't really like shopping, but they have a lot of outdoor stores, which we really enjoy. So we did get a couple things when we were there, but then we kept walking, and we were kind of wandering around to different parks and different areas of the city, eventually making our way up to the waterfront.
Well, you worried about you and me, the injustice, the next president to be, the news and what you hear, your career. It's time for you to face those fears, and it's all fair to be aware, and I'll be there, so don't be scared. Just take a deep breath of air, and 1, 2, 3 to 10, you begin to focus again, and though time flies, we'll have enough to realize this bigger than the both of us.